special atmosphere for one of the great occasions of any rugby league season. He's got the strength, he's got the speed, drenched, dazzling in this wonderful, most famous and historic of competitions.
Afternoon, folks. Betfred Challenge Cup action on the way. Siddle against Waterhead. Both these two teams have got great Challenge Cup memories, particularly from this stage last season involving Waterhead. We're expecting a really close encounter. Jodie Cunningham, is that what you're expecting, a close encounter?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, this one has been rescheduled from last week. Weather put us off, but teams look ready and really excited for the first taste of rugby league this season. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a good hit out as well. Both coaches have been talking about, you train, but then all of a sudden you're right thrust into a really important game for the first one of the season.
Yeah, look, these two teams know each other fairly well, but first chance this season to see what the other has to offer, so there'll be unknowns in this as well, and it'll be about putting the best foot forward and hopefully progressing on to the next round of the Challenge Cup.
Will the weather make any significant difference in terms of preparation for the two teams?
Well, it's not the best weather for throwing the ball around loads. I think, look, Siddle have a great defensive record, and that defence today I think will be really important, but whoever manages the conditions the best will probably come out on top today. I think we'll probably see maybe a couple of errors. It'll be a tough one throwing the ball around, but defensive efforts no doubt will be on top form today. Yeah,
we're going to hear from the two coaches in just a moment, and they've been telling me probably one or two players under strength on both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's hard at this point in the season. There's going to be unknowns throughout the squad, but obviously some injuries at times, some players unavailable, so I'm sure whoever goes out there today, whoever gets the opportunity, is going to give absolutely everything to progress on. The Challenge Cup means so much to the community clubs to get through, to get on to the next round. It's massive for the club, so whoever goes out there today, I know they're going to be giving absolutely everything for the team.
OK, we'll find that out later. In the meantime, let's hear from the two coaches, starting with the Siddle coach. Jake, you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I am. Our boys have had a long off season. We've only managed to get a couple of sessions in, so I'm looking forward to see how they perform today. Yeah,
I know you're a little bit disappointed, a couple of players pulling out at a very late stage, but you've had to make one or two alterations there.
Yeah, we have. We had a couple of key players going into this game missing anyway, and then we had two drop out this morning, but we've got a big enough squad just to cover them, so two lads will come in who I'm confident will do a good job for us, and yeah, nothing changes for us.
The opposition, Waterhead, tough. It will be tough for you.
Yeah, it will. Obviously, we played a couple of times last year, and they were newly promoted last year and managed to get in playoffs. So yeah, they're a decent outfit, and we're expecting a tough side.
Not quite back to your roots, Jake, but in that territory, aren't you? When you come, I know you're the coach of Siddle now, but how did that all come about, very briefly, in terms of you ended up here, and it's good to see people like yourself put in that sort of situation back into the sport, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've coached for the last 10 years, did about 5 or 6 at Ovingdon, and a couple of years at Halifax Irish, and then ended up at Siddle. So yeah, but I've loved it ever since I've come here. The class players, and I like what I do on the field, on the training field. They take into the game, and it's good to see.
And just finally, conditions aren't great. Does that alter in any way your game plan?
No, it doesn't. I think we suit these conditions a bit better. We've got a standout hooker in Jamie Greenwood who loves kicking the ball out of 9, and hopefully he can use his kicking game to get us in good positions today.
And just finally, can you dare to dream? Because there's a possibility, if you win today, beat Rochdale Hornets, Wigan Warriors, away somewhere, somewhat down the line. Do you dare to dream, Jake?
Of course we do. This Siddle club's done it before. Played Toronto, played Wakefield, and never say never. But we'll look to get this game won today. It's going to be tough, and then move on to Rochdale. But yeah, never say never.
All the best.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
John, what type of game are you expecting?
It's a little bit of the unknown, really, Jack. First hit out for both teams, so short pre-season for both teams, and it's one of them. It's a little bit of the unknown. I think both teams are a little bit different from what they were last year when we both played each other, but so we're looking forward to it. We've got a young side out, and it's a good challenge for us, so one that we'll look forward to.
Speaking of last year, you'll have fond memories of this stage of the Betfred Challenge Cup last season.
Yeah. I mean, the conditions were very similar. Bit of an heavier pitch at our place. But yeah, the extra time win against League Minesborough, yeah, certainly a special day for the club. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, golden point, which is a possibility today. I'm not too sure how you would feel about that.
Well, you just take it as it comes, don't you? Like I said, it's a challenge we're looking forward to. Siddal, top team, you know, they were the top team in the Conference Premier last year, and you know we all sort of look to them as the standard you want to be at. So look forward to it today.
How's it looking squad-wise, team-wise?
All right, with a few drops out, a couple of knee injuries. Our Keegan Brennan, who was our Player of the Year and up for the Conference Premier Division Player of the Year, he's out with a knee injury. Got a couple of new players come in. Unfortunately, we're banned from Matty Fletcher's come from Hunslet, but he's got to serve a one-game ban, so unfortunately he can't play today. But I just think it's a great opportunity for some young lads who've stepped up from last year's 18s, the opportunity to sort of test himself at this level, and that's all we can hope for, really.
I asked Jake Connor this very same question I'm going to put to you now.
Yep.
Do you dare to dream, John? Because if you win, it's Rochdale Hornets, and if you could possibly win that, it's Wigan Warriors.
Yeah, well, I actually took a screenshot of the photo of Waterhead or Siddle versus, you know, with the Wigan Warriors badge. So, yeah, you know, you never know, do you? The Challenge Cup's made of dreams in it, so we can dream at least.
I hope your dreams come true, John.
Thanks a lot, Jack. Cheers.
Welcome along, folks. It's very misty and murky this afternoon here, but I'm sure we'll cope, and we'll find out if the players are going to cope as well. It's Jack and Geordie today, and the weather, Geordie, has gone a lot worse in the last 20 minutes. We've just seen the two interviews there with the coaches. They were done a little bit earlier, but in the last 20 minutes, this fog, this really swirling mist, has really come down.
Yeah, it has. We were thinking we'd missed it, didn't we, when we got here, and it seemed pretty clear, but the fog is starting to settle. We're struggling a little bit, but still hoping for a really exciting game. Yep,
here's the team. Here's Siddle. It's Oliver Lewis at fullback, Walker Williams, Turner and Ethan Bush. At halfback, it's Brown and Ackroyd, Macaulay Higgins, Jamie Greenwood, Harry Giorgio, Dan Williams, Adam Horner and Ben Hinsley. And then the interchanges are Dom May, Mike Holmes, along with Ian Davis and Josh Barlow. One or two missing there, established players from Siddle, but the teams will do their best to entertain you, I'm sure. As for Waterhead, they've lost one or two players late on as well, as we've just been hearing, but they've got Jensen Hamilton at fullback, we've got Dodd along with Max Horbin on the wings. Robinson and Holland occupy the centre positions. At halfback, bit of experience there in Gareth Owen alongside Cameron Robinson, Harry Barker, Liam Aspin, Callum Cameron, Will Dickinson, Mitchell Birch and Scott Parnaby. And the interchanges for Waterhead, Matthew Brown, Luke Barber, along with Fraser and Buckley Kershaw. We will see what occurs and how we will go this afternoon. It's going to be a challenging afternoon for the players. I don't think there's any doubt at all about that. And it might be suitably challenging, Geordie, for commentators and summarisers alike as well. And there is a prize. That is what everybody is playing for. Fantastic to be here at this stage of the competition, and I've got to say it's a decent crowd as well. A lot of people very, very late arriving, not helped by the car park behind us where some vehicles are having problems. There's been one or two stuck in the mud, which gives you an indication of the weather conditions, and there you can see for yourself. Tactically, Geordie, does this actually offer any? I mean, I'm thinking from a coach's perspective here. If they're in the dugouts over there, as we are here, if they can't see what's happening on the pitch, how do you come up with a wonderful tactical conclusion of how to win the game?
Look, for me, particularly if I'm one of the outside backs, if I'm one of the back three, it's not great conditions. You know, we're struggling to see too much in front of us, so when that ball's going in the air, it's going to make it particularly difficult. It's wet. It's on-off rain at the minute, so slippery conditions as well. So I think the back three particularly are not going to be looking forward to playing in these conditions. So that might make the kicking game of both teams particularly important. So that might be my first port of call if I was the coaches. But yes, it's going to be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the floodlights are having a bit of a struggle as well. They are on, by the way, folks, but don't seem to be penetrating the fog and the mist at the moment, but I'm sure we'll cope. And I mean, you've got a great history of this competition, Geordie. I'm so jealous. Was it 4 times at Wembley?
4 times in a row with Saints Challenge Cup final, 2 at Wembley, so part of the first ever women's one at Wembley, which was the most incredible experience ever. So this competition means a lot to me, and it means a lot to all of the teams, and particularly the community clubs. It's a great event for them to get loads of fans down. Like you said, we've got really big support turning up today for these 2, and I just think it brings the best out of our community clubs and gives them an opportunity to go and showcase what they can do in front of new and different crowds, and possibly even getting to face a Super League side if they make it through the early round.
Well, that is possible, of course. You can see again there the mist and the illustrations. 1 or 2 problems, people parking the cars as well, unfortunately. But it's going to be difficult for the officials as well. Lucas Seal is the referee this afternoon. Chatting to him earlier before, it's only really descended these foggy conditions in the last maybe 20 minutes or something like that, or certainly in the last 30 minutes, but unfortunately it has gone a little bit worse in the last 20 minutes or so, but we're gearing up to kick off nonetheless. I mean, in terms of the competition at this stage, I've got to say, I mean, this is what is great about the sport overall. The Betfred Challenge Cup, people here, and this, you mentioned the community aspect of it as well. I live fairly local to Waterhead. Here come the players, by the way, being led out onto the field. So we are going to get some action underway. But at this stage, the grassroots is so important to the whole aspect of all sports, I think, really.
Yeah, incredibly important. This is the lifeblood of the sport, is people turning up on a weekend to the local community club and getting more and more young kids involved, boys, girls, whatever it is. They create the future, and the whole community gets behind when the teams are in the Challenge Cup, and the hope's alive of what could be. And that's what's magical about the Cup, is there's always hope there of progressing through the rounds and making memories and making important money for the club as well, which we know rugby league often struggles with. So fantastic opportunity and fantastic occasion. Yes, it is, and this fantastic occasion will be getting underway very, very soon, but we are going to have a minute's silence ahead of the kick-off. And that minute's silence was for Fred Hall, former Oldham Rugby League player, father of Martin, and a great supporter of Waterhead. He watched all the games there, as many as he could. Sadly, he passed away earlier this week, so condolences to all Fred's family and close associates and friends as well. But we are going to get some action underway. A good bloke as well, really good guy was Fred. And it's going to be then Siddle and Waterhead competing for a stage in the next round of the Challenge Cup. Here we go, the first set of 6. If we can just work out that, I think it's fair to say that Siddle will charge it in. This is the opening set, up towards the 10-metre zone, looking to get the ball away. And really important, Geordie, especially in conditions like this. You want to get a feel and a touch for the ball and a quick entry into the game. Yeah, look, in conditions like this, in big games like this, you're just all about completing your first sets. Carry hard, nothing too fancy off your back line, and that seems to be Siddle's approach for this first set, and perfect is exactly what you want, a penalty on that first set, just carrying hard, getting a penalty which gives them some good metres upfield. Yep, and it might be coming over the touchline, not too far away from where he was located here. Might have to come up with some handling skills here, Geordie. Oh, not quite. Nearly. Not too far away though, was it? Yeah, that was the danger. So, first penalty of the afternoon goes the way of Siddle. They're the home side, of course, Waterhead. Great memories of this competition at this stage last year when they won
thanks to a golden point win at Lee Miners. And he's got to defend this first penalty of the afternoon here. And again, just a quick word about the conditions, but as they always do in rugby league, the players are really getting on with it. This is Adam Horner drives them in up to the halfway line, looking to get it across the line as well. A lot of good work being done there from Greenwood in that acting halfback position, and they're up to halfway, as you can see. And it's Waterhead at the moment having to do some early tackling here. Short drop-off ball again, and they're just inside the Waterhead half of the field. Can just about see them over the halfway line. Back it comes again, looking for runners. Short drop-off ball there. This is Higgins. Big drive, and it's going to be 3 tacklers from Waterhead needed to prevent any further progress. They'll be pleased with this. What's happened from the penalty? Lots of possession out towards that right-hand side. Have they got the overlap? Can they create the overlap? Great sliding defence from Waterhead. That's the ball still in play. Yeah, eventually, but that's great defence from Waterhead. But they'll be tested again here. There it goes. The ball up into the air. It needs to be claimed. Can it be touched down? Has somebody got the ball down? Decision there for the referee to make. And has he given the try? I think he has, hasn't he? He's given the try. Very, very difficult for any defenders there. So, Siddle strike first in the murky conditions. To be fair to the referee, Lucas Seal, he had a very good look and he was really well positioned to see what had happened there. It's impossible to tell from here, obviously, particularly the murky conditions, but here it comes again. I did mention Jamie Greenwood, long high bomb, then it dropped inside the in-goal area, and the first to respond were the home side, and they lead now by 4 points to 0. And again, if you see again, probably, I'm not convinced they could actually see all the ball there, to be perfectly truthful with you. Really couldn't see at the moment, but there it is. It's the first 4 points of the afternoon, and it's the first attack of the afternoon from Siddle.
Yeah, and it's what I said earlier, it's that getting the ball up in the air and challenging the outside backs, because it is difficult in these conditions with the wet and limited visibility, which was difficult for Waterhead to handle. We saw the ball be missed as well by the Siddle attack, and then I think it was Ethan Bush, was it, on the wing, who managed to just pick it up off the floor and go over for the first points.
Yep, this should go over as well from Harvey Williams, so this should be enough to give Siddle the early advantage, and he just manages to squeeze it in between the near post there. So 6 points to 0 at the moment, and that is a really, really good start for Siddle. And they will be really, really pleased. They've scored with the very first attack, and that's great for confidence and everything else that's needed, particularly in conditions like this. And we see again, here it comes. Oh no, that's smart play. That is really, really good play. It really, really is. And Ethan Bush just first to react, and I think we might see much more of that. I mean, it's really difficult, isn't it? You've got to concentrate on what you're going to do when you get the ball, and it's Siddle have had lots of it so far in this game, and then you've got to try and locate your players. And here they come again. They're breaking that defensive line very early, Siddle here, Geordie.
They are, yeah, and I think Siddle have started this game perfectly. The middles have carried hard, punched holes, found the front and got quick play of the balls, and that's what forced the initial penalty in that first set, which got them great field position again. They kept hold of the ball and got to the end of the set, put a kick up and managed to score off the back of the scraps. And I think Jake Connor will be really happy with the way his team started. And again, they've got to the end of the set, got a kick away, and are challenging this Waterhead back line now to return for the first opportunity of attack.
Yeah, it is, and it's the first piece of possession this for Waterhead, who trail by 6 points to 0. Smart work there. He trapped it football style there, Jensen Hankin, the fullback for Waterhead. And Waterhead moving up towards the halfway line. Still in the early moments of the game, of course, but that early strike has given the home team the advantage at the moment. And Waterhead will just be glad, I think, Geordie, to get their hands on the ball, really, and show what they can do as well. Big drive in there once more from Waterhead, down the centre of the field. And it's the turn of the Siddle defence. Across that line it comes again. Another big drive. In there once more. Good work. That's Harry Barker. Takes the possession into the final third of the field. Watch for the kick. Up it goes as well. It's a good one. That's Robinson's kick. It's a real high one. It's not been claimed. Well, it has now, and it's been claimed by Waterhead. They're very close to that try line, looking for their early score.
to hit back and looking for some sort of response. They trail by 6 points to 0 at the moment. They've got to come back, I think, in field. No, they're going to work the blind side, the short side. Lots of defenders there to get through, and that is good defensive work once more that's been carried out here by Siddle, defending their try line. Waterhead looking for a swift response, and there's an interception, and Waterhead probably not too pleased with how that set of 6 ended, but of course the home side will be delighted. And again, in the early part of the game, in all areas, they'll be pleased to have kept them out, won't they? Got that defensive work, but clearly when the ball's in the air, in the conditions we've got here, Geordie, it is going to be a problem for all the players.
Yeah, we saw it was a problem there for Siddle. I think Waterhead again will be fairly happy with managing to get the ball right onto the Siddle defensive line, the Siddle try line, from where they picked up the ball. And, you know, it was a 70-80 metre set from them. Obviously the kick not dealt with, so decent set. They would have been disappointed to not come away with points there, but I think it was fantastic defence by Siddle, and they've got the ball back now. That's been forced error. Yeah,
it is a forced error. Good spot from the referee, Lucas Seal. And these two teams will be glad. A lot of players need to handle the ball early, just get themselves into the stride. It's really, really important. And just got a slight stoppage in play here. I'm not sure if, no, it's not an injury, it's the water carrier who's onto the field of play. So scrum down, as you can see, it is going to be another opportunity here. So difficult for the players in these type of conditions. Very misty, very murky. Waterhead will pick it up again from the rear of the scrum. It was well controlled in the end. Here comes a fullback running wide. Oh, it's a great tackle that went in there. Really good work there from Hankin, though. Good delivery as well from Robinson. They've got to come back in field, looking to get towards the post. They're not too far away. I think they're just inside the 10-metre zone there. So defensive work will be required here from Siddle, and there's another big drive, but arguably even better defence. It's a great effort this. They're really looking for a swift and early response, Waterhead, at the moment. Back out it comes once more. Lost a little bit of ground there. That's because Siddle moved up very, very quickly. Trying to get the ball out towards the right-hand side. Here it comes, looking for support. Can they create the overlap? No, this will be play on, because it bounced off a Waterhead player and picked up, so a bit of interception work there from the home side, and it needed to be as well. I'm not sure if Waterhead made the most of that. A little bit unfortunate, but you've got to give credit for the defenders being in the right place at the right time, and look where that's got them now as well. I think they're moving the ball a bit swifter. It's a bit slicker, in my view, at the moment for Siddle. Slicker and quicker. You know, 3 pieces have played the ball there, and they're up to the halfway line.
Yeah, Jack, look, this is all coming from fantastic defence by Siddle. I think the line speed to get off their own line and shut down any of the Waterhead attack. We've mentioned the conditions multiple times. It makes it much harder to move the ball around, so when you've got that quick line speed and you put the skill under pressure, you're going to be forcing errors, and that's exactly what Siddle did with that fantastic goal line defence. And they just need to now not force anything. They're carrying hard, they're challenging and moving. The middles around Waterhead are going to get tired if they keep defending like this, and Siddle looking potent in their attack.
Last tackle at the moment, and they're keeping the ball alive. You can see the referee's got his hand in the air. This is the last of the latest set of 6, and that has brought to an end that latest set of 6, but I just think that they're finding 1 or 2 more opportunities. I think they started a little bit better so far than Waterhead, but we've seen the danger that they create as well. Little grubber kick didn't quite come off there, and offside spotted by the referee, so a penalty. We're over on the far side of the field, which we can just about make out, I think, Geordie.
Just about.
Yeah, from here, we're on the opposite side of our broadcast point tonight. Waterhead up to the halfway line, trailing by 6 points to 0. It's been decent so far, this, given the difficult conditions. This is Birch, the captain, just carries the charge over the halfway line. Good strike again. This is Cameron waiting to play the ball. Close again. Short drop off ball. Big drive in once more. Parabic 20 out here at the moment, trailing 6-0 across the line. Another good drive as well. The defences are really being tested here in the early stages. Good pick up as well from the acting halfback position. There's the ball close to the try line. It's got to be taken. Oh, it has been taken, but I think they trapped in goal. This will be a dropout underneath the post. Really good kick, and I've got to say, good defensive work as well.
Yeah, brilliant set, I think, by Waterhead, getting to the kick, being patient, making sure they get to that end of set, get the ball in the air and challenge the Siddle defence. I think it was taken incredibly well, but just following up the kick, you know, that old saying, the kick is only as good as the chase, and fantastic Waterhead chase there to make sure that they managed to get a repeat set and another opportunity at the Siddle goal line. Yeah,
Ethan Bush doing really well there, the winger. To take the ball. There's a collision there between two players, but here come Waterhead again, running laterally at the moment, but looking dangerous. This is Matty Holland. It's a really good field position, this, for Waterhead, looking for a score that will put them back in the game. Trailing at the moment, another big drive towards the post. Really big drive as well from Birch. Opportunities to go left, to go right. Hands off a couple of would-be tacklers looking for a gap. They're probing away down this right centre channel. Oh, that is terrific defence. Oh, really good sliding defence, but the referee spotted an infringement. I think there was a collision there. I think it was a late challenge actually on Gareth Owen, so penalty to Waterhead.
Yeah, Gareth Owen taking it to the line really well, and they're really trying to work this Siddle defence and throw the ball around. They're not scared to really test the skill on this side, but I think a fantastic defensive effort again, but they're going to have to back this up.
Barker close to that try line. Biggest test this so far for the home side. As they spin it, they're looking for the gaps, but that defence is really powerful at the moment and desperate to keep Waterhead out right underneath the post. Can they get the ball down? I think they have. And that could be a super score. In fact, it is. And I think it's Callum Cameron who's crashed over. There was a kind of inevitability about it. You can only pressure, building all the time. And no matter how good a player you are, you know, eventually that's going to be the end product.
Yeah, look, the dam was going to burst. I think Siddle have started defensively really well, but giving away a couple of repeat sets to defend their own line, which, you know, the way Waterhead are playing, the way they're carrying really well in the middle and moving the ball around, it felt like it was a little bit of inevitability that they were going to find a way over the line, and fantastic strength there, taking 2-3 players over the try line with him, and brilliant way to level up the score. And you'd expect, not to put any pressure on, but you'd expect them to convert it into 6.
Yeah, there's more pressure on getting the game to its conclusion with the way the mist and the fog is still swirling around, but this to make it 6 apiece, and probably, yeah, no problem. I can't quite see. Oh, yeah, it went between the sticks. Difficult to assess it from here, but yeah, it's gone over, and it was Hankin. So 6-all, and I think, to be fair, that probably, well, you tell me, does that represent the game we've seen? We just see again, that's really good work. Watch again for the try. There's work to do there, and he took a couple of defenders, if not 3 defenders, crashing over the line with him, didn't he?
Yeah, fantastic work by Callum Cameron, and taking the ball flat on the line, and it's the hardest place to defend, especially when you've got big bodies running hard like that, and he was determined, I think, to get over the line there, twisted, turned, took over 3 defenders with him and scored a fantastic and important try there for Waterhead.
Yep. Does that represent the game we've seen so far? 6-all?
Yeah, I do. I think it's fairly level at the minute. Both teams trying to test the opposition defence. Both teams, couple of errors, but incredibly well, I think, in these conditions, keeping hold of the ball and just running hard and keeping it simple. I think that's going to be the message from both coaches, is keep it simple, get to the end of your sets and be patient.
Yep, here come Waterhead, arguably with a little bit more confidence now after crashing over for that try. That was a good defence clearing run from Holland. Across the line it goes once more, slipped out again across that back line. Waterhead moving up towards the halfway line. I'm not entirely convinced. I think the conditions played a bigger part in the touchdown very early on in the game for Siddle than it did for Waterhead. I think a couple of Waterhead players lost the vision of the ball, lost the sight of the ball, but they're on it now. It's going to go high up into the air again. It's a great kick as well from Hankin. And again, we've seen problems in the players controlling the ball, but eventually it's collected and recycled by Siddle, and that's a penalty to Siddle because Waterhead had 2 or 3 players strayed offside. Good spot that from the referee, actually, Lucas Seal, especially in these conditions.
Yeah, and it's disappointing that it's a coach killer when you're offside, and that was another great set, another high kick not taken by Siddle, and then a little bit of over urgency there to get off the line and try and put defensive pressure on, but unfortunately they give the penalty away. And with the penalty kick now, it means Siddle are going to start with the ball in the Waterhead half, and you're asking for trouble, I think, if you're giving Siddle possession in these sorts of areas of the field. Yeah,
the final third of the field, that's where they're heading for now, so more pressure here will be applied to the Waterhead defence. To be fair to all the players, the handling has been poor. Might have been a fumble there. There wasn't. Referee says play on. They're moving it swiftly across that back line. But again, it's great defence. Good link-up play there from Lewis as well. The Siddle fullback couldn't get the final pass out. They're still trying to work it away down that short side, driving for the line. And they're not too far away. They can't be too far away there, right on the far side of the field. They're coming back infield as well. Testing times these again for the Waterhead defence. Try and move it again right in front of the post. Try and create the little lap, and going short. Hands off one, hands off another. That's really good play. That's super play there from Ackroyd. Right underneath the Waterhead post. This is the last one of the latest set of 6. Long, high looping pass. Further towards the winger. But Waterhead coming across, but nobody's made the tackle effective yet. Little grubber kick into the in-goal area. Just too much pace on the final kick through. And that's a tap on the 20-metre zone. And I think Waterhead defended that very, very well. Good switch of play, nonetheless, though, from Siddle.
Yeah, fantastic switch of play, I think.
That's a great pass. That's a great pass. Looping across. The only problem is when you do it like that in the high, it's giving that defence a little bit more time to collect it.
Yeah, just a little bit squaring up, and like you say, the pass in the air just gives the defence of Waterhead time to push across. I think Williams did the right thing, put a little bit of a kick through, and smart defensive play by Waterhead to just let the ball roll out so that they get a 20-metre tap, and a good start of a set then to go and attack Siddle. They'll be really happy defending that one because they were challenged quite a bit in that set.
Here come Waterhead again, just over the halfway line. They're looking a lot more dangerous with ball in hand, Waterhead, than they were maybe in the opening 5 or 6 minutes. And there's a long kick downfield, bounces, it's taken, picked up by Lewis, Oliver Lewis. Just glad to be able to get the ball under control, moving it away. I think Waterhead have gone better a little bit for me the longer the game has gone on, but Siddle are quite capable. Up until that moment, that's a commentator's curse collected by Waterhead, who will drive forward themselves with Barker. And now Siddle have got to restructure their defence. The ball just popped up, and Waterhead will be looking to benefit here. Trailing, remember, early on in the game, 6 points to 0. And getting right back into it, and they're not too far away. Difficult to see how far away they are from the touchline, but they're not too far away from the try line. Back in field it comes again. These are real testing times for the defence of Siddle, and another big drive. This is Will Dickinson right in front of the post, looking for runners. Again, that short drop-off ball, and again, more work here for the Siddle defence to do. And they've got an opportunity to go left, to go right. They're coming down this right centre position, out towards the winger. Oh, it's a super score. Really good work from Waterhead. Hobbing in at the corner. You could see the switch of play as well, the swiftness of the delivery. And it's not easy to control and can't even see the ball in these conditions at the moment, so they deserve an awful lot of credit. Waterhead at the front for the first time. They lead by 10 points to 6. You could see the support play here is fantastic. I've been very impressed with the fullback. He came when you come on to the position that you need. The delivery is important as well, but just hitting that line at the right time. I nearly said it's a straightforward score for the winger, but anything but, he did really well.
Oh, incredibly well. Jensen Hankin there coming out the back as fullback, but coming onto the ball at pace and just engaging the Siddle defenders and releasing that pass to Max Hoban at the exact perfect time, and the winger there held his space really well. But I think we've got to give a little bit of credit to Gareth Owen, who put in that initial big hit onto the Siddle middles to turn the ball over, get possession in a good area of the field, and they went right across to that left-hand corner, moved the ball back right and scored on this right-hand corner. So they're not scared of moving the ball around Waterhead, and rightly deserve to be ahead.
That's not a bad effort. Will it just float in at the near post? No, didn't quite get the direction he was looking for, but a very difficult, it's a difficult conversion in any game from right on the touchline. But here
it is, that shot from Gareth Owen there, fantastic, perfect tackle technique, shoulder in underneath the ball, and especially in these conditions it's tough to keep hold of, and that's where that fantastic try then from Max Hoban comes from, all from that defensive efforts. You know, lots of coaches talk about defence winning games, and that's a perfect example of it.
Been a good effort this so far from all the players in the trying, testing conditions. Here comes the restart with Waterhead hitting the front for the first time. They lead by 10 points to 6. 2 tries and a goal for them. Remember, it was the home side who struck first very early on in the game. It's a long, high and deep restart kick, that collected by Waterhead again, and moving up. I think you can, what we've seen here, I think we've seen Waterhead coming more and more into the game, and that's another penalty to Waterhead, and Siddle punished, and could be even punished further here. Interference at the play of the ball. The referee not having any of it.
No, a little bit of frustration, I think, coming out from the Siddle defence.
And a big drive up towards the 20-metre zone, moving the ball across that line again. Back it goes.
Numbers in and just slowing down this Waterhead defence is key to Siddle now in terms of limiting the metres upfield from Waterhead, and they're doing it fantastically well. They want to make sure they're keeping Waterhead in their own end of the field, so that when they get to that end of set, when they're getting that kick up, they're still decent way from this Siddle defensive line. And another fantastic carry there, a good 5-10 metres post contact there from Mitchell Birch. I think he's carried incredibly well for the whole game. He's put Waterhead on the front foot and given him a great position here for get the kick away, and
it was a good kick.
Testing one that. Has it gone back?
Yeah, that's a drop out underneath the post, and again Gareth Owen confident with the kick. Real testing times these for the home side, no question at all about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think again it's about getting to those end of sets, getting the ball in the air, challenging these fullbacks and wingers, and struggled a little bit on that occasion there. Oliver Lewis managed to not knock the ball on, it went backwards, but then again the follow-up defence from Waterhead means that they've got a repeat set and a goal line dropout, and another great opportunity to attack this Siddle line with good field position, and great take there by Matthew Holland to get him in good field position now.
As they're moving across the line once more, looking for the runners. Here's one who should be fresh off the substitutes bench. That's Fraser. Big drive in front of the post. And they've got options here all over the place. Couple of changes made there as well. Back out it comes. This is a good effort from Waterhead. Remember, they were trailing early on in the game, but they're leading at the moment by 10 points to 6 and looking to put more points on the board and looking dangerous. Can they squeeze in at the left-hand corner? Not quite. And I think the ball's gone out of play. Can't quite see from here. In fact, it's probably gone a little bit worse, the condition, in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a final pass going a little bit awry. Obviously, we've complemented the attack from Waterhead in terms of throwing the ball around, and in particular, I think Hankin coming out the back, but that one just a little touch too far for the winger to take on that left edge, and now Siddle have to work hard and work themselves off their own goal line.
Well, certainly they've got confidence high at the moment on Waterhead, despite the fact they've got the tackling work to do. This is tackle number 2, just clearing the lines here at the moment, the home side. Probably will be a little bit disappointed, given that they took the lead very early on in the game. but Waterhead probably good value for that advantage at the moment. They lead by 10 points to 6, and there's a long, high kick downfield, which will be, I think, eventually collected. Oh, he's gone over the touchline, and did the Waterhead player get a touch on that?
I think he did.
I think he did. That is a terrific touch finding kick. That is brilliant. Really, really good. But so difficult for the players in these conditions. Well, the first thing you've got to do is identify see if you can identify the ball. There we go. Let's see just what happens here. Yeah, definitely touched it, and he knocked on.
Yeah, Hank in there. It's difficult when the rugby league ball can trick anyone when it's bouncing on the floor, and I think it was a great kick out of 9 from Jamie Greenwood there. He's done that a couple of times. I think his kicks have tested Waterhead. He's put Siddle in some fantastic positions, and he's done it again there, finding the grass and then forcing an error from Waterhead.
Yep, and here they come again, trying to work it out towards the right wing position, heading for the try line. And the referee, I think, has got a decision to make. If I could see him, no try. I think it's been disallowed. I think he spilled the ball, and Waterhead looking for a really speedy restart here on the edge of their own 20-metre zone, which means that Siddle have got to get by. You know, this has been a great effort from all the players, hasn't it? Given the conditions, still a close scoreline at 10 points to 6, and still anybody's game. It's been a great effort, this, so far. Really difficult conditions, and worsening, not quite by the minute, but certainly worsening. Waterhead driving again. Still inside their own half of the field, looking to get it out, and now they come back and force it further forward. A big hit that went in there.
Shot.
Oh, really, really terrific hit. Giorgio and the referee immediately stopping play.
Yeah, I think possibly, it was a really forceful hit there, Harry Giorgio, but possibly a little bit high as well. I think the players are asking for the referee to have a look at that one. Yeah, shoulders slipped up into the head area there.
Yeah. Harry Giorgio, the offending player, touch judges in discussion as well about what the action would be. Certainly be a penalty, and it looks to me like there could be a change as well here. It's Mitchell Birch who's going off. That'll be a big blow. Penalty, and any other further? Nope, just a penalty. Head-eye tackle, good spot, Jody. It was just a bit high, but I think maybe the referee's taking into consideration, if you just slip or the player slips, it sometimes looks worse, but penalty to Waterhead.
Yeah, and I think discipline so far in the game from both teams has been good. We've had a couple of penalties for holding down in the ruck, slowing it down, but in terms of in the tackles, I think they've been quite clean from both sides. So that's the first one there. I think he's giving benefit of the doubt.
Gareth Owen directing operations for Waterhead once more, and they're looking dangerous once more here. Just looking to creep ever closer to that Siddle try line. Little dummy, little shimmy. Can he get the ball away? Really good smart play there from Robinson again. Good pick up as well. They drive for the line. Good defence once more, it needs to be. And they've got options here right in front of the post. They've scored a try in the right-hand corner. They go to the left-hand side this time. There's a drop-off. Oh, great defence. Brilliant defence. I think, is the referee, what's he given? Forward pass?
Looks like it.
Quite sure. Yeah, I think that's the decision. But that's great defence.
It is Siddle again, I think, coming up trumps there. It's really end-to-end. I think both teams defending well and throwing the ball around, and Siddle will be happy with that one because Waterhead, when they're in the similar position, managed to find points. So to force, I think, from the line speed again from Siddle, to force an error from Waterhead means that they get the ball back and stop that try scoring from Waterhead.
Yeah. Looking from the rear of the scrum. Oh, this is a good break. This is a very good break. This is terrific. They've caught Waterhead out completely there. What a run. Oh, that's a high shot. I think it's got to be a penalty. But that was really smart play. And one or two of the other players getting involved as well. And there's a few decisions for the referee to make. I've no doubt it'll be a penalty to the home side, Siddle, but it was high. I don't. It won't look great, and it was high. Can do without this, by the way, because just a little bit unfortunate. I mean, I'm not too sure how much of. I don't know. Did the conditions play a part?
I think it's just a bit of desperation at the back there. I think, was it Fred Walker on the edge for Siddle there? Pace looked outstanding there. I think a little bit of panic. Hankins been able to get across and just about get to him, but not maybe get the right contact on him. There we see Fred Walker open up the legs and show that pace and really burn that left defensive edge of Waterhead, and then it's just that contact. He's dove into the tackle, he's off feet, and I think it's not necessarily forceful, but there is definitely contact with the head, so it'll be interesting to see what the referees decide to do with this one.
Real speed merchant. Just couldn't quite get away when the tackle came in, but the opportunity here, and let's see what the referee. We're just seeing not exactly the same incident, when he just gave a penalty. I think this might be a bit worse. I think here comes the decision from the referee, Lucas Seal, after chatting with his touch judges, and I think he's going off. Yep, that is 10 minutes in the sin bin, and probably when you watch it again, Jensen Hamilton coming across there, and probably difficult to argue with it.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one to argue with, that one. He's off feet and his arm swung round. Look, the contact is kind of top of shoulder at first, but obviously as he's left his feet and dove over, it has made contact with the head, and it is a dangerous one. So understandable there that the referees come to that decision, and it's going to be a tough end to the half for Waterhead now, but they're going to have to rally together and defensively become even more solid now that they're going to be a player down, and it'll be interesting to see the reshuffle. Obviously losing the fullback, I'd imagine one of the wingers is now going to drop back to cover that position, and they'll just be trying to see out this half now. Yep,
and they'll have to play out the remaining 10 minutes. They're down to 12, and they will be immediately tested again. Is that another high tackle? That's a penalty this time. Yep. Well, the last two tackles have both been high from Waterhead, and the home side are not too happy at all. But I think this time it is just a penalty and nothing else.
Yeah, I think I jinxed it before when I said the discipline had been good. I think we've had 3 or 4 high tackles since then. It's possibly a little bit of fatigue and tiredness coming in. Defensive intent there to get off the line and put big contact in, but again a little high. You can see by the sort of whipping motion of the head there that there was contact.
Yep, and quite clearly a penalty, and there is more discussions taking place with the referee and his touch judges. It'd be interesting to see this, and they've picked out, I think, the offending player for Waterhead, Liam Aspin. Oh, he's going as well. So Waterhead now down to 11. Well, I suppose, first of all, similar incident. I suppose it's Callum Cameron who's it's Cameron who's been sent for 10 minutes in the sin bin. But having just made a similar decision, I suppose he's got to do the same again.
Yeah, I think it's the repeated offence. He's trying to get control of this game now and really make sure that the discipline is fixed up from both teams. We don't want to see any reds coming out, so let's hope now that both teams start to sort that sort of discipline out, get the contact lower. We don't want to see any players struggling from injuries from high tackles, so hopefully that'll all be fixed up now.
Well, this is a really big final 8 minutes of the first half, particularly for Waterhead, playing with 11 against the 13 of the home side, but it's Waterhead who still lead by 10 points to 6. Really important moments these, and from a Siddle perspective, important that they take advantage of this extra 2 men, and they might do that exactly now. Down the centre of the field, Siddle 6, Waterhead 10, and the ball down that top. It's a Siddle player who's gone off. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, they've got a red card as well. Only just a yellow card. So it's 12 to 11. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's all got a bit confusing. Did you see that? I didn't see that at all.
I think it looks like they've sent one off from either side to the bin. So yeah, we've got 12 players for Siddle, 11 players for Waterhead. So it'll be an interesting end to this half.
It certainly will. Yeah. It's been an interesting day so far. It really has. And Waterhead now dropping out underneath their own posts, and they can expect the pressure to be building on the home side. Again, what's happened there? Did it not go the 10 metres? Not quite sure, can't see it. Can you see that? I think
I'm not sure if it made the 10, but there was an error there.
Yeah, there was. So more pressure here, which the Waterhead can do without at the moment. Siddle, though, looking to take advantage. 10 points to 6. 11 players on the field for Waterhead, 12 for Siddle. And scrum down right in front of the Waterhead posts. They've got to defend this try line. So at the moment, 12 plays 11 field on the field players, 10 plays 6 in favour of Waterhead on the scoreboard. But more pressure here being applied to that Waterhead defence. Comes back in field, another big drive forward. Again, great defence out from Waterhead, but they're inching ever closer to that try line. Across it goes once again, and that's another error. And one or two afters as well there.
Yeah, a bit of frustration.
Yeah, that's
there.
all it is. Yeah, it's just frustration. Yeah. I mean, it can't be expected, not the frustration, but an error like the one that's just been made here. That's kind of expected, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's going to happen. It's not going to be a clean game. I think it was, Josh Barlow there, who just a little bit of a fumble at the play of the ball, and it was just intent to get up, play it quick, try and provide the opportunity on the line for his team, and just didn't quite control the ball there as he played it, which means that an error then and a turnover. So just a little bit of frustration from him coming out there, and I think both teams may be wanting to just see out the half now and not concede in this last 5 minutes of the first half.
Yep, and that will be a great effort if Waterhead can keep the scoreline as it is. But it'll be disappointment, I think, for the home side. Siddle trailing by 10 points to 6. Waterhead have got the possession, although they've still got this defensive work to do to clear the lines at the moment. So here they are. They will 10 metres from their own try line or thereabouts with the possession. A big drive in, and all of a sudden it's got a little bit tasty, this fixture, with 3 in the sin bin, 2 of the Waterhead players, 1 from the home side, Siddle, and here come Waterhead. Just got to get through the basics, I think, and get through until half time. I think they would be the happier of the two if that can be the case, because Siddle have this extra man advantage. They'll have it as well, of course, for the early moments of the second half, and a big drive again into the Siddle half of the field. Been a brave effort this. That's Holland taking the challenge, plays the ball quickly once more across the line again. This time it's taken up with pace from Fraser. Just over halfway, referee shouts held, and now I think he's given Waterhead another 6 there. I think that was a signal which they could take advantage of. Worked hard, both sets of players worked absolutely terrifically hard work for these conditions. Apart from the fog, dropped off ball, short again, another big drive again, and more good defensive work needed from Siddle to keep Waterhead out from this latest raid. Back in field they come, dropped again, waiting tacklers there, and 1 or 2 options for Waterhead. Pinged out towards that left hand side, back on the inside. Have they got the ball down? I think they have, and that is a terrific score, and it stretches their advantage. Really good work. That is a try of the game so far for me. And again, I think pretty sure instrumental in it was Gareth Owen, but that was a terrific touchdown. Try of the match so far.
Yeah, Luke Barber, I think it was, touching down that one. And look, he can shift and has some pace there, but power as well to get his way over the line. And you're right, I think it was Gareth Owen again. He takes on the line and and just pops up a little inside pass there to Barber, who comes onto it at pace, and it troubles the Siddle defence. You could see they'd overlapped that left-hand edge, and I think Siddle were worrying about the touchline and the edge and getting across, and just shifted a little bit too quickly and opened up that little bit of space on the inside shoulder for Barber to come in and take advantage. But a great try, player down with the last couple of minutes of the first half to put more points on the board. Waterhead are going to be incredibly happy with that one.
Yep, and we're not. In fact, is that the half? Is that half time?
It looks like they have.
Yep. So Waterhead will be really pleased with their efforts, despite the fact they've finished the first half with 11 players. They've got the latest try as well, and there's work to do in this second period for Siddle. I think they might be a little bit disappointed, and I think the weather has just gone a little bit worse again. Can't even see the players walking off on the far side of the field, but it is half time, and I think probably I thought that Siddle started the game overall better. Waterhead worked their way into it, but it's a deserved advantage at half time, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the start of the game, Siddle had the perfect start to that game and basically put points on the board early, and it could have easily kicked on from there, and Waterhead did great to get themselves back in the game, and especially with a player down, managed to go in at half time with a 10-point advantage is a fantastic result for Waterhead.
Yeah, it is. Remember, it was Siddle who struck first very, very early on in the game, and back it comes across again. This is the opening try, and now it comes, and that gave them a terrific start to the game. Waterhead will be a little bit disappointed, I think, here, but nonetheless they were first to react. But it's been a great comeback this from Waterhead. Again, crashing over close to the posts, and seeing that short drop-off ball, and just there's just no stopping the players from that distance, is there?
Yeah, Cameron
taking advantage.
Yeah, I think they've really ran hard all game, and Gareth Owen has had his hands on everything, and then linking in with a fullback who finds the perfect pass there to bring Hoban in on the edge, and that's what we saw. Yep. Put Waterhead in front. Fantastically worked try, showing that they've got the middle players who I think are carrying incredibly strong and causing problems, and this is when we started to see players leave the field. Yeah, it is. A couple of players shown the yellow card in the sin bin, and Waterhead finishing the opening 40 minutes, the first half, and with just 11 and 12 for the home side. Yeah. Discipline again. So it was two sin bins for high tackles for Waterhead, so they'll want to fix that up for this second half, but to then go ahead and put more points on the board despite being a player down is fantastic for him. Barber there crashing his way over. Look, there's a lot for him to fix up, like we said, discipline wise with the high tackles, and Siddle rightly not happy with some of those tackles that were coming in, which is why they managed to lose a player to the sin bin with dissent as well. But yeah, I think both teams now will be wanting to fix quite a lot up for the second half. Yep, and there's still everything still to play for, providing the conditions don't go any worse, because it's very difficult, as you can see. You can see the floodlights there, but it's foggy. It's gone from murky to foggy as the afternoon has progressed. But Waterhead at the moment in the driving seat at half time. They lead by 16 points to 6.
Hamilton, I think we've given you a new nickname for now.
Here we go then, get set for the second half. Certainly Waterhead arguably will be the more pleased, although with the conditions worsening. And remember, both these teams having players sent to the sin bin, but Werneth in Waterhead in that first half. Cameron, Hoban and Barber, the try scorers, plays in the sin bin as well, of course. Hamilton and Cameron as well went in the sin bin. Turner was sin bin for the home side. And the conditions probably gone a little bit worse, but they're coming out here. And we've noticed, I think, Geordie, an alteration to the team sheet.
Yeah, I think we were giving the fullback for Waterhead a new nickname, won't we? But you have to forgive us for reading the handwriting on the team sheet. So it's Hamilton, not Hankin, for the fullback, who we've been giving a lot of credit to be fair.
Yeah, I know. He's had a good game. He's had a good game. He's had a new name as well. And that's the first error straight from the restart here. So that puts Waterhead on the back foot and the home side, Siddle, on the front foot, right in front of the post. Work to do for the home side. You can see the knock on clearly there. That's Harrison Dodd. Couldn't take the ball cleanly. So an early second half opportunity here for Siddle. And remember, they've still got that extra man advantage. They've got one in the bin. Waterhead have got two. And the scrum down right in front of those Waterhead posts out. Again, doing really terrific this from both sets of players, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, they're really entertaining us despite the conditions we've mentioned multiple times. They're not afraid to throw the ball around. I think the middles are carrying really strong. They're really showing us some fantastic rugby league despite these awful conditions.
Big drive towards the post again. Waterhead just doing enough to keep them at bay. In fact, I think they held up in the in-goal area, so that's back 10 metres away. That's the decision of the referee. Lucas Seal held up over the line. And these opening moments of the second half, until we get back to a full complement of players on either side, we haven't at the moment, but until that happens, these are really, really important. And I think they've lost a possession there, or is it the last one? No, out it comes again. Little grubber kick picked up by Waterhead. Really good work there, and that's a high shot again. And that is a penalty to Waterhead. Well, he's having an interesting second half so far, Harrison Dodd. He knocked on initially, it's brought all that pressure, but scooting away there, it's a high tackle, it's a penalty, but nothing more.
Yeah, look, Siddle there, they've got the overlap, they've got the man advantage at the minute, and Waterhead are having to tighten up the defence due to that man disadvantage that they have. And I thought Siddle might try their arm and test them. It looked like they had numbers on the right edge, but they decided to put the grubber kick through, and again now they've given a penalty away.
Yeah.
So it just looks like they're gifting a little bit of field position to Waterhead. They're playing into their hands a little bit. It's exactly how they'd want Siddle to play, is taking them up the middle whilst they're down a player, and Waterhead are defending it incredibly well. And like you say, it was a good bit of pace there by the winger to put them in this position, and now a penalty to back that up.
And the first two players who were sin-binned are now back on the field, so that is good news for Siddle, because they're now back up to a full complement of players. And I was about to, about to make the point that, you know, these opening moments of the second half, we're all back to a full complement of players now, by the way, and that's good. That's good for the game. But it's really important, those opening moments, second half. Here come Waterhead again, leading by 16 points to 6. You do feel, given the conditions, if they can get another try here, Waterhead, that really will put them well on the way to the next stage of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Good pick-up, looking to get it out again, looking for players. There's Owen, short ball back on the inside. Oh, this is really good rugby league from Waterhead. They're not too far away. If they could bring it out towards this left-hand touchline, we might be able to tell you what's going on. Back it comes again from Owen. Really smart play. Short drop-off ball, driving through the line. This is good rugby league from Waterhead. And good defence at the moment from Siddle. But we'll be asked questions again. Look at the gap and look at the try. And that could be the score that sends Waterhead into the next stage of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Cameron Robinson, and it opened up completely. They just ran out of defenders. I don't think he could believe his luck, the space he had. Super score, and they're pulling clear at the moment now, Waterhead, leading by 20 points to 6.
Yeah,
Wow.
Cameron Robinson, it just opened up like the sea, didn't it? And he kind of had a look, he dummied a little bit, and then saw that the opportunity was to go himself on the inside, and I think it might have been Ian Davis who just took that dummy and provided the space there for Cameron Robinson to go in and score under the sticks. It was great try, good set-up play, I think, by Harry Barker in the first instance to get them drawn in and create that space on the outside. And then, yeah, fantastic play by the half-back there, and great start to this second half by Waterhead.
Yep, here comes Hamilton with the conversion. I don't think he could believe his luck. He could have even stopped. He was startled, wasn't he?
I think
just momentarily, for a nanosecond, he was just startled.
Yeah, I think he doubted his own luck there. That seemed to come up for him in terms of the space that was provided, and exactly what you want as a half. When you go to the line, he had options outside of him, and this weather not helping. I think full-back Oliver Lewis there takes a bit of a slip at the back, so he can't help to cover that tackle. But yeah, I think that set-up play, the shape, and the fact that they've been throwing the ball around means that Siddle have to look on the outside edge and have to worry about where the pass is going to go. And you know, we have to take the ball carrier first, and they just switched off a little bit on the inside there, which provided that opportunity for the try.
Really good work, and here we are back underway, and more possession for Waterhead, and it does seem a long way back now. Moment for the home side, and all the players now back up to the full complement. Remember, 13 against 13, and the half-time message from the Siddle coach Jake Connor wants to get a better completion rate in this second half. Well, it's not got the start that he would have preferred then to this second period, as Waterhead dominating at the moment, 22 points to 6, in very difficult, demanding and trying conditions up towards the halfway line again. Here they come, back out it comes. It's going away from Owen, They're finding gaps at the moment all over the place. Waterhead, look at the speed, look at the delivery, and look at the defence, and it's desperate defence that's needed now as well, because Waterhead really looking to push on with this advantage. I think they might have lost the ball in the collision tackle there. Difficult to tell from here, 22-6 or, and they have played some really, given the conditions, Jodie Cunningham, this is terrific rugby league, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's Jensen Hamilton again. His pace has caused Siddle all sorts of problems for the game so far, and he just takes them on an edge, shows a little bit of a dummy, and then kicks it up a gear. And yeah, I thought the offload as well as he was being tackled, the cover defence from Siddle, he gets a great offload away, and Siddle just about managed to scramble and save another try by Waterhead, and they'll be thankful of that penalty, I think, to be able to get a little bit of distance, a little bit more field position upfield, so that they can start to have a little bit of a sniff at the Waterhead line. I think we've got a lot of talent in this Siddle side. They've just maybe not had the opportunity to show it in good ball yet, but I think when they get there we'll see some of this flair from the Siddle side too.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I think they've got to score next, Siddle, because Waterhead, I say again, they've gone better, I think, the longer the game has progressed. They've got some tackling work to do at the moment. Yeah, no question at all whatsoever. Out it comes again, looking to get it up towards the halfway line once more. I mean, is it a question that you think here they come over the halfway line that Waterhead might have played the conditions a little bit better than the home side?
Yeah, I think potentially they have played the conditions better. We've seen when teams are getting to the end of set and they're getting the ball in the air, that it's troubling the back three, the back five of each of the teams. So I think that, you know, Jake Connor said it, it's about completion, getting to the end of sets and then being able to challenge. And
there was another collision there as well. Certainly a penalty at the very least. The referee might have another decision to make here. Incidentally, the half-time message from the Waterhead coach, John Perks, really pleased with the effort in the opening 40 minutes. Wants to see much more of it repeated in the second half. Well, at the moment, this team have got to defend this penalty. It's right in front of the post. I do feel that they've got to score next to keep themselves in the tie.
Yeah, it was Oliver Lewis there trying to create a little bit of some magic himself, a little chip over, collect, and desperation again from the Waterhead fullback Hamilton to try and make that tackle, and comes up with another high tackle, which is given another set for Siddle on this Waterhead line.
Right on the Waterhead line as well, as they ping it out towards this right hand side. If they can get it out to the winger, they might be able to create the overlap. They can't, it's in touch. So too is the Siddle winger, Fred Walker. Good defence. I think they read that play really, really well, Waterhead. Just sliding across there, and it's they'll get the possession.
Yeah, they did. They defended that incredibly well. There wasn't too much on for the Siddle right edge.
And here come again Waterhead with that possession. And the scoreline at the moment in favour of Waterhead. They're leading by 22 points to 6. And so far, pretty good value of it. But it's had a bit of everything, hasn't it? It's had the players in the sin bin, a little bit of frustration from either of the two teams. Very easy to miss time a tackle in these sort of slipping, really, really difficult conditions as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we're seeing with a few of them, it's when, you know, players have just been done on their edge, like the fullback trying to get back and make a tackle. It's easy to get those ones wrong, and they have mistimed it a few times, both sides, particularly Waterhead coming up with a few mistimed tackles, and luckily so far their ill discipline hasn't cost them. I think they've managed going down a player incredibly well. They've just stuck to what they do best. They've carried hard, they've kept the game simple, and then challenged Siddle when they've got into good ball. That's when they've started to throw the ball around. So I think they've been a little bit more disciplined in terms of when they play, when they move the ball around, than Siddle have. Siddle maybe forcing it a little bit and giving too much possession to this Waterhead side.
Yep, I think that's absolutely right. It's coming up again now with more defensive work required. It's tiring Desperate defence again. It's Waterhead looking to pull even further forward. It's high, it's a bomb up into the air. It's, I think, collected, then dropped. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. I think they collected it. As a referee, has he given a penalty to? Has he given possession to Waterhead here? I can just make out the referee in a yellow top. Here it comes again. Might get a better indication.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Not very clear. Is that a knock on?
A knock on and then potential offside, I think, by the Siddle player who was stood in front of
the play.
And then picked up the ball. So a penalty there, but looks like it could have been an error, was it, on the first play now from Waterhead?
Yeah, it's confusing enough anyway in normal circumstances, isn't it, trying to sort out some of the decisions, but particularly when you can't actually see what's going on. Anyway, scrum down in front of the home team's posts, and out it comes again, across that line once more. Out towards that left hand. Still 22 points to 6 in favour of Waterhead. And we're back with the scoreline on the screen. Apologies, it disappeared. I'll put that one down to the weather, I think. And I think back it comes on again.
Looks like we've not got a clock, have we? But I think we'll hopefully get that back up and running. But Siddle, I think, have had a little bit of a let off there in terms of that error on the first play by Waterhead when they're in great field position. They've then got the ball back and got a penalty to get them now in fantastic field position, and they're starting to move it around, hitting some good lines. Great play there. I think Dan Williams it was who hit a great line now and has forced a penalty for high shot. So a few high shots coming in by Waterhead now, which is exactly what Siddle are going to want. They're going to start a set now just 10 metres out from the Waterhead line. This is going to really test the defensive efforts of Waterhead, which we've maybe not seen quite so much of. We've had to see Siddle really dig in, not quite so much of Waterhead, so this will really show the mettle of what they've got to defend their own line.
And they've got to do that exactly now at the moment. Another barnstorming run, taking them very close here. That's Josh Barlow, I think, just held up close to the try line. Ball played quickly, still moving it. Jinking run towards that try line. 2 players down injured. Referee's got to stop the play. And I'm not surprised we haven't had more than that, really. More stoppages in play. Players have done terrific so far. But there's going to be treatment needed here. And just a reminder that whilst this is taking place, that the reward for the winners of this Betfred Challenge Cup tie is Rochdale Hornets. And the reward, if they go beyond there, Johnny Cunningham, is Wigan Warriors.
Imagine.
Whoa. Yep.
You know that, and that's what's at stake for these players. You know, we've seen a little bit of frustration, a little bit of ill discipline, but I think that's just misplaced passion. When you get to these stages, it's the first real run out as a team for the season, and it's a big one for them. What's at stake at the next level, and then, you know, potentially if they get through that, a stake at a Super League club. It's exactly what they want. So I think there's a lot of passion on show today, and we'll see that for the rest of the game. Yep.
And at the moment, it is the home side who are pressing to get themselves back into the game, really. 22 points to 6. It's absolutely crucial that arguably they might have to get the next score as it comes out again. And there's a knock on, I think. No, the referee says play on. Waterhead benefited there because the home side lost almost the possession. They certainly lost the advantage of being closer to the try line. Still driving for it, though. Looking down. Waterhead getting players across to slide him into that defensive role. It's a great piece of defensive work there, and I think Waterhead have regained the possession, although the referee might have spotted a previous infringement. It's really difficult for the I think the players themselves must have problems at the moment, Jodie, just seeing the ball when it's flying across at speed as well.
Only when it's just in front of them, it seems. And look, I said this is a test for Waterhead. I think, you know, they've really matched all expectations there in terms of the defensive steel that they're showing, but not just that, the line speed. I think we saw on the left edge of Waterhead, Dodd shooting up and shutting down the play to make sure that They couldn't get the ball away, this Siddle attack, and again they'd forced an error by Siddle, but it wasn't enough on that occasion, and fantastic ball play from Siddle to get a really crucial try, it feels like, Jack.
Yeah, it certainly does, over on that far side. And they're in. I'd like to describe the action. I couldn't quite see it, to be perfectly truthful with you. But very, very difficult in these murky conditions. Let's see if this gives us any further indication. Well, it's a sweet move out towards the left wing. And again, Waterhead just ran out of defenders. But that defensive structure, which has been really good.
Yeah,
so
Ethan Bush in for his second, isn't it?
Second try of the game. Yeah, for Ethan
Fairly
Bush.
simple that by Siddle. It was just digging into the line, holding the ball well, and then just giving enough space for Ethan Bush there on the wing to show his pace and score his second of the game. I think a crucial try that for Siddle. We needed to see a response from them if they're going to get anything out of this game, and that was exactly that. They were having a lot of pressure put on them. In terms of the skill from the Waterhead defence, by how quick they were coming off their own line, and they really matched that challenge there to score a great try.
22 plays 10 at the moment. Waterhead still with that advantage, and the conversion drifts just wide. So we have got round about the midway point, not too far away in the second half. You can see that try again. It was well worked in the end, but I'm not, I'm beginning to wonder. I'm not even sure if the Waterhead players could even see a player out there. Good touchdown. Second one of the game for the winger, Ethan Bush. He got the proverbial ball rolling with the opening try. And here comes a restart from Waterhead. Leading, but they've just had that advantage pegged back to a little bit. Bounces once. We're not too bad when the player's on this side of the field, Jody Cunningham. when you can see a little bit of the action. Waterhead moving up quickly there, but it's the home side with the possession. They've not given this one up at all. They've got a penalty offside. Lots of Waterhead players offside there. Easy decision for the referee to make quickly. Pumped over the touchline as well. Waterhead have got a player down in back play. Not too sure if the referee will just stop the game for a moment or two. I think he might have to be perfectly truthful with you.
Yeah.
I think it's Will Dickinson who's he just sort of went down injured with nobody near him at all. When play restarts, it will be a tap penalty to the home side.
Yeah, it looks like it is Will Dickinson being helped from the field there. He's holding his hamstring. That's never a good sign for any player. It's unlikely we're going to see him again this afternoon, I think, with being helped from the field there. So hopefully that's not too bad of an injury, and it's not going to keep him out for Waterhead for too long. I think he's been fantastic today for the Waterhead side. So I'm sure his team are going to dig in now, try and finish the game out. Siddle, it looks like a really stepping things up now, trying to really contest this back end of the second half to hopefully get something out of this game.
Just waiting for the injured player to make his way off the field, and here comes the tap, and here comes the drive. It's a big one as well, and it's a good one. Josh Barlow just on the 20-metre zone. Booker's had a really good game, I think, this afternoon. Jamie Greenwood, there he goes, sliding that pass across the line once more. Tacklers come in once more. They're keeping the ball alive here, though. That is good work. Eventually, the tacklers come in. Maybe I've lost a little bit of ground there, but back it comes again. Looking for willing workers here. They got through the first line as well. Just got your nose through the first try line, gives you a big defensive line, gives you a big advantage. They're heading for the try line down that right. Oh, it's great defence from Waterhead once more. But this is much better. That was Williams driving forward, spotted a gap, plays it quickly, looks for support, finds it, getting ever closer to that Waterhead try line here. And an option down this right hand side, and they're going to kick it. Back it comes. They've kept the ball alive again, and it's intercepted. Oh, that is brilliant work from Waterhead. They're at that stage of the game though now, I think, at the scoreline 22 points to 10. We've got 20 minutes remaining, and probably have to take one or two chances with the long looping pass, but great take in these awful conditions for the players.
Yeah, Harrison Dodd again it was for Waterhead, who shut that play down. I think whenever Siddle seemed to get an overlapping attack, Waterhead's go-to plays to shoot up in the line and just try and cause some disruption, and he did that fantastically well there to shut that play down. And now Siddle are having to work themselves out from their own 10. You know, it's a tough ask in these conditions to go 100 metres upfield, but that is definitely going to help them. A little bit of a piggyback again.
Yep.
High tackle it seemed to be, which is exactly what Siddle are going to want. A little bit of help to get back up the other end of the field, and Waterhead are inviting him at the minute with the penalties they're handing over.
They're just taking the time. The referee wants a word with the Waterhead player as well. But really crunching challenge there, wasn't it? Just a little word in the ear there of Parnaby as the ball over the touchline once more. I think it's over the touchline. Yeah, it is, up to the halfway line. Really difficult conditions for the players, and they've done well. It's been an entertaining knocked on straight away. So, you know, I'm pretty sure if you look at that, it's difficult just to locate where the ball is, isn't it? Just look, I don't blame the players there at all whatsoever. Giorgio, I think, and head and feed to Waterhead. And of course, we're approaching now the final 20 minutes or so. The players will be tiring as well, won't they? Yeah. Physically tiring. I think they've done really well. I think it's been a terrific game. It really has so far. Yeah,
I've mentioned already, it's the first game of the season. It's, you know, you can do all the fitness you want in pre-season. It's not the same as being match fit. So as soon as they get tested at a game of this intensity, it's always going to be tough on the legs, tough on the body. For me, the one thing Waterhead just need to do now is just play simple and sort the discipline out. If they continue to carry hard, get the tackles down, stop giving penalties away, I think they've got more than enough to see out this game. But if they do start to let those tackles ride a little bit high, give some penalties away to Siddle, it's going to bring them back into the game. And Siddle are a team that can 100% get some tries on the board late in the game to steal this win. So discipline, carry hard, simple game plan, that's what I expect to see from Waterhead for the last sort of 10-20 minutes of this game.
Waterhead with the possession again, right in front of the post, and they really would be beginning to run out of time. Siddle, if Waterhead can get over again, if they can get it out towards this left centre channel. A little grubber kick went in there, and again, you just really difficult. It's a great pick up that by Siddle. She must lose sight of the ball. A little grubber kick came in, back with possession for Siddle, close to their own try line. And just trying to, and that's it. Oh, was that a knock on? The referee, I think, eventually spotted it. Yep, there was definitely a drop pass there, and we've got another injury too. Oh, back on the feet at the moment. So,
yeah, Siddle not happy with that call. I think they'd like to question whether there was hands in on that one or whether there even was a knock on. But the referee's call is final, and it's another great opportunity now for Siddle. It looks like they do have the ball back, so may have given a strip there. So they've got an opportunity now, a full set in the Waterhead half. Points going to be important to start to rack up on the board now as the clock ticks down and we get into the final 15 of this game.
Well, we might be getting soon into now or never territory for the home side. Back out it comes again, looking for a gap, driving it in once more. Waterhead trying to get back to keep them out. Across that line it comes again, looking for a gap. Oh, great defence from Waterhead. Back down the centre of the field they come. Out it comes, looping pass, taken in, and Waterhead have scooped it up eventually. Oh, that's a great play, done very, very well there. Must have seen it very, very late to keep control of the ball. Really good stuff. 22 plays 10, and Waterhead in the lead at the moment with the possession. Tackle number 2. And just a quick reminder, if the game was to be called off now or abandoned now, because the conditions are worsening, the result would stand at this stage of the competition. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. I'm sure all the players will be keen to see it out at the 80 minutes. But we have just, what are we into now? What, the final 15 minutes or so, or thereabouts? And I say again, great credit to everybody concerned getting the game on for the standard as well. It's been terrific. Out it comes across the line again. Once more, Waterhead with the possession, just looking to clear the defensive line here. Drive it in again. 30 metres out from their own try line. And tackle number 2 just being made. Again, they'll be pretty happy with this, won't they? Waterhead, Geordie just trying to get the basics right, just retain the possession. And there's a penalty yet again, and it's all getting a little bit heated. Players from both sides becoming involved. It all came about. We might see another yellow card here. Let's see what the referee and his touch judges can make of that.
Yeah, I think it was a hard carry, wasn't it, by Scott Parnaby, was it? Who
good drive.
Yeah, no fear there, taking it into 3 players. A little bit of contact, a little bit of afters. Frustration from the Siddle defence. I think they can see this game slipping away now, and not long left to try and change the scoreline for them. So we are seeing a little bit of frustration coming out of the Siddle camp. But I think Waterhead are doing incredibly well to just stay calm, stay composed, just look to see the game out. They don't need to win the game twice. They've got a 2-score lead, and now they just need to play simple rugby, try and play rugby in the Siddle half of the field, and try and force them to score out of their own half. It's tough going in these conditions. You know, they have got players who can do that, but I think if Waterhead can force play to stay in the Siddle half of the field, it's going to be a really tough ask for Siddle to get anything out of this game.
And I think the referee, Lucas Seal, has put that whole incident on report. That's my interpretation, just chatting to the 2 captains and the 1 or 2 of the players involved. That whole incident will be put on report. So at the moment, they've still got the same complement of players. I think some kind of allowance, not always, obviously, but some kind of allowance has got to be made for the conditions. And the ball is driven in again here. Been a terrific performance. There's 13 minutes remaining with Waterhead. Oh, they spilled the possession again. They were trying to think about what they were going to do with it, and there's more contact from players again. And I think you nailed it earlier, Geordie. I think there's a bit of frustration there, isn't there now?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we've seen this occurrence almost at every single tackle now, and it's still carrying on. And again, the referee and his touch judges are on, and there's little pockets of contact all over the place, and somebody's lost the shirt as well. Well, disappointing the last 5 or 6 minutes, because it's been played in good spirits as well. Let's just see if we can identify. Well, Waterhead the possession, then spilled it, then it was picked up, and then a whole posse of players piling in.
Yeah, I think
so difficult for the officials as well to sort that out.
Yeah, I think it could have been Parnaby again. Was it coming on a hard carry and pass a little bit in front of him from dummy half, and he struggled to collect that one, and as he's trying to fumble to regather, he took a nice little bit of contact. Harry Giorgio, I think it is, who's been throwing his weight around a little bit defensively from Siddle, maybe trying to get a reaction out of his team, trying to motivate them and raise the intensity to try and get something out of this game, but a little bit misplaced at times, I think, and that one can be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah. Did I see a yellow card raised there? Let's have a look. The referee. It's got to be a final warning, hasn't it? Certainly looks that way. The play will restart. 22-10, and we've got round about 10 minutes remaining. What's been a difficult afternoon in these very trying and testing conditions. But Siddle won't give it up. Why should they? 22 points to 10. And 10 minutes roundabout remaining for them to try to make some impact on this scoreline. Waterhead desperate to keep them out now at this late stage, although if they're going again, this is tackle number 2, it would make an interesting finale to what has been a very challenging Betfred Challenge Cup tie, and everybody deserves, I think, a pat on the back to getting the game underway and coming up with the standard that we have as a drive again for the line once more. Waterhead, 3 defenders there needed to keep the home side at bay, and they're still trying to power their way and inch it towards that try line, and that's another restart set of 6. Little bit of a gap opened up momentarily, couldn't quite get beyond it there, Ackroyd. Tacklers come in, and again from that acting half-back position, it's a short drop-off ball. Are they over? I don't think so. They must be very, very close to the try line there. And where are they going? Back in field it comes, trying to work it out towards his right-hand side, looking for support. Oh, it's great defence again. Good tackle, good defence. Just lost a little bit of momentum there. But back once more. Across the 10-metre line, sidestep, the shimmy. Waterhead's defence has been really good, but it is being tested. It needs to remain that way if they're to keep them out. And there's another massive drive coming in from deep here again once more. Big drive that is May, held up, last one this of the latest set of 6. They need to score the home side. It's had a grubber kick, bounces off one, was it bounced off and collected and reclaimed and by Waterhead, probably more by luck than management, but now in a broken field they're really doing very, very well to clear the defensive lines. They'll be relieved about that. But you're at that stage of the game now from a home side's perspective, Jodie. You've got to gamble a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, you have. And look, I've said it a few times today. I think the Waterhead defence has been outstanding. The way that they've drifted and mapped across on the left edge, even when Siddle have had the numbers overlap. I think Adam Robinson in partnership with Dodd on this left edge for Waterhead has just been phenomenal, and they'll be really happy with the defensive effort so far, and attacking wise have been phenomenal too. So yeah, I think full credit goes to this Waterhead defence. Siddle, I do think, can let the ball go a little bit more. I think Greenwood in at 9 has been brilliant, but maybe look to put the kick through a few times when I think the ball should have gone through hands that time particularly, which has given Waterhead the ball back again. But now Siddle have the ball on halfway, and we'll get into the last few opportunities that they've got to score points, and the 2 converted tries behind, they're going to have to get points on the board soon if they're going to possibly keep this game alive.
Well, that's exactly what they're trying to do at the moment, but not only that, they're beginning to have to beat the clock as well as beating Waterhead, because they trail by 22 points to 10 and looking for openings still, though. It's been a good spell this. Lots of pressure for Waterhead to soak up here as they move it out again. It's a backhanded pass collected once more, and it's a cross-field kick. Who's going to get there first? I think what the referee has given. Has he given a knock on?
It looks like it.
Yep, and it's head and feed, I think, to the home side. Yeah, I think he's right, actually. Well, from what we could see if we can identify any differently, Jodie, because I've also got to say as well, he's done well, the referee, today. You know, we talk about it being difficult for the players. It's difficult for the referee as well. I think he's done really, really well, the referee, Lucas Seal. and out it comes again, 22 points to 10, and we've got a stoppage in play. There's more advice, shall we say, being administered to these 2 teams just before they pack down. But it's coming out to the base of the scrum. Referee not happy with the way the scrum was formed, and they do it again. In it goes, out it comes. Not got too many players available on that left hand side. They're heading for the corner flag, but that route is In fact, they're trying to force the Siddal over the touchline. They didn't quite manage to do it, Waterhead, but they just run out of space. They've got to come back infield. Good take, good offload, good support and good defence as well from Waterhead, but they're not giving this up at all. Looking for a late score that would take us into a real good finale, and they might find it as well. Oh no, that's great tackling out over the try line. Has he got it down? No, he has he given the try?
Yeah,
I think he has, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Siddle just with urgency. I think they're celebrating that try, but they're also wanting to get back and get the game underway. They know that one try isn't enough in this, but it's definitely giving them a lifeline in this Challenge Cup battle. I think Williams again with another smart offload back to Lewis there at fullback, who quickly gets the ball across, and this time I think the centre wing partnership of Siddle get the better of Waterhead, and it's a brilliant try there. Turner
done really well to get it down, hasn't he?
Yeah, fantastically well, and this is it. This is the lifeline. They'll need to convert this. We can't rush the conversion because it's going to be important if they want to get the result today.
It's a difficult one, as you can see. Strikes it. I don't think that's going to bring any further points. No, just drops wide of the near post at 14 points to 22. And let's just have a look at the time, what we've got left there. You can see not too on inside the final 5 minutes, I think. So if they're going to stay in the Betfred Challenge Cup, they've got to do it with some degree of urgency. I thought they kept him out. Did really well to get the ball down there, that latest try. Terrific. Really good. And we're approaching that time, Jodie, where it's your choice for the Betfred Player of the Match.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's lots of contenders. I think both sides, but particularly I think from the Waterhead side, we've had some real standout contenders. I think Hamilton has done well at fullback. Dodd, I think on the left edge, has been brilliant all game, attacking and particularly defensively. But for me, I think lots of the real points they've done well, and that has been the difference in this has come through Gareth Owen. So for me, it's the halfback Gareth Owen for Waterhead.
Yeah, he's led the charge, hasn't he? Really, Gareth Owen. Been involved in everything that's been really impressive about Waterhead so far. So Gareth Owen, the Betfred Player of the Match, and we're back with around about 3 minutes remaining, and overall I think all the players deserve a massive pat on the back for the entertainment they've supplied in really difficult conditions. And unless people, I think the crowd's gone bigger the longer the game's gone on. the attendance seems to be growing, unless it's just the fog that's going a little bit worse, and it is at the moment. But Waterhead looking to play the game out now, and they can look forward if they can just withstand these final couple of minutes of a game against Rochdale Hornets, and still potentially a game against Wigan Warriors in the round after that. But they're not quite finished yet here. Siddle trailing by 22 points to 14. Ball played quickly, going down the centre of the field once more, looking for runners, and they scored from this position a few minutes ago. Waterhead determined with the tackling to keep them at bay now. Back in field it comes from out on this right-hand touchline. There goes a very high bomb. It bounces. Was that taken on the full? That was brilliant by Waterhead. Really difficult. Losing sight of the ball in the mist and the murk and the fog. And looking to play out these tackles now. We're inside the final couple of minutes. And Waterhead had that epic golden point win at this stage of the competition in last season's Betfred Challenge Cup. It's not going to go to golden point this afternoon. But have they just probably got the basics a bit better?
Yeah.
Conditions, not quite sure. It's been a great effort.
Look, I think
all the players.
They've done some fantastic work with the ball, but I think it's the work without the ball that has been the difference for Waterhead. The way they've defended, I think the mapping to edge on an edge has been fantastic, the way they've fronted up in the middle, but it all stems from the line speed. It feels like there's been a real intent from the Waterhead defence to get up off the line, put pressure on, and in conditions like this, the last thing you want to see as a Siddle attacking player is a Waterhead defensive man running straight at you and taking time away from you, and I think that's what they've done, and they've forced errors, but that tackle is not going to be one they'll be proud of today. That is an example of getting it defensively wrong. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see players put in dangerous positions, and we saw the leg there just tilt above the horizontal, deeming it to be a tip tackle, and it looks like it's going to be penalised by the referee.
Yeah, absolutely right. It certainly is. Raise the player, if you just watch here, above the horizontal. Oh, goodness me. Yeah. They've had one or two issues to sort out, the officials, this afternoon. And here's another one right at the end of the game. We've had the normal 80 minutes. I'm just looking at the referee. Would he send somebody off again at this late stage? Would he make an allowance for the competition? Yeah. Yeah. The player of the match, Gareth Owen, involved. It's that tackle. Has he gone off?
It looks like he is. He's reaching for a card.
Yep, it's a yellow card. Well, given what he's done earlier, and again, I think the referee's done pretty well. I mean, that's probably a straightforward decision for him to make. So, your player of the match, Brody Jenningham, is...
That's it, commentator's curse.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah. There's plenty of that around.
Harrison Dodd will be going mad.
That's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're looking to finish with a flourish here, the home side. But trailing by 22 points to 14, it would probably just be a consolation at this late stage, as the ball is out and over the touchline. So I think that will just about see Waterhead home and host.
Yeah, there was a Waterhead hand in that one. I think he just to get in the way of the pass, just threw a hand in. So Siddle are going to get another chance with the ball. Want to finish on a high.
Here they come again, driving for the line. Remember, Waterhead without the full complement. Owen in the sin bin, and are they down again? Are they in again? Oh, I think the ball has been spilled, I think. Looking at the celebrations going on behind in the in-goal area there from the Waterhead players. I think the ball's been spilled, and that probably represents the last chance. Great defence as well. Last minute of the game. I'm not too sure he spilled it, did he? Well, he must have. Yeah, he did, yeah.
They were convinced, all of the Waterhead players were convinced he spilled that one. And like you say, look, he scores that try, it doesn't change the result of the game, but the willingness to get the body in front to defend that try line, I think is fantastic by Waterhead. They're going to be really proud of that. Discipline, definitely got much to look at for Waterhead. I think they need to fix that up come the next round, but in terms of the willingness to get off the line, the intensity in defence, I think they can be really proud of those efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. 22 plays 14, Waterhead in the box seat, very close now to being confirmed as making progress into the next stage of the Betfred Challenge Cup. We're still into quite a bit of added on time here. We've had the normal regulation 80 minutes, and Waterhead just trying to clear the lines a little bit in the gloom and the murk and the mist, and up towards the 20 metre zone there. Good effort this from Waterhead. Ball played quickly. We've just got to see the game out here, and overall it's been a great credit to both teams and all the players and the officials today. Very, very difficult. It's another big drive down the centre of the field. It might be on for further scores here. Waterhead, that is fantastic. Wow.
Brown, what a carry.
Whoa.
Not seen too much of Brown today, but that is a carry to be proud of, and one that ends and wins the game for Waterhead.
I'm going to say we've not seen too much of anything today, to be perfectly truthful with you, Geordie. But that is it. The referee confirms that will be the final score, and it's a deserved victory, I think, overall.
Yeah, I think across the 80 minutes, you have to say Waterhead probably had a little bit more in attack and maybe a little bit more patience, in defence, to just make sure that they mapped across and dealt with whatever Siddle had to throw at them. I think across the 80 minutes they can be really proud of the efforts that they've put in today and come out worthy winners. Siddle will take a lot from this. They'll have a lot to improve on come the start of the NCL Premier Division, so I'm sure they'll be wanting to get their own back when it gets into the league fixtures, but for this one, Waterhead definitely got the better.
Yeah, I think so. Probably overall, we need to remember as well, of course, that they scored first, the home side as well, so Waterhead will be really, really pleased. Very, very pleased with that scoreline, Waterhead. So they make progress. They'll face Rochdale Hornets in the next stage of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Let's just take a moment to reflect on the highlights.
So Siddle it was who got first points on the board and started the game incredibly well. It was a Jamie Greenwood kick there that was touched down by Ethan Bush, and at this point the conditions were causing all sorts of problem for the back three of Waterhead, but they came back and levelled up the game with a try from Callum Cameron, just real intent with that carry to get over the line and take players with him, and they backed this up to take the lead. And Gareth Owen, our player of the match, hands on ball. Hamilton again linking up around the back of the play to just deliver a great pass on the edge for Max Hobin to score and put them ahead. And we started to see a little bit of ill discipline. 3 yellow cards in the first half. We ended up with another yellow card at the end of the game, but it was Hamilton who went for that high tackle. Fellow teammate Callum Cameron joined him in the bin, as well as Henry Turner from Siddle. But even with that man disadvantage, it was fantastic play by Waterhead. Again, Owen getting his hands on the ball, really challenging the Siddle defence for a great try for Barber, which gave us a 16-6 lead for Waterhead at half-time. And it was this try by Cameron Robinson. It seemed that the Siddle defence really parted. A little bit of a dummy there, a slip from the Siddle defence, and one of the easier tries he'll score in his career there, which put them up to the 22-6 lead. And this is where Siddle were then looking desperate to try and get more points on board. They were chasing the game, and it was a great try, well worked on the left edge for Ethan Bush to add to his try-scoring tally there. And it gave them a little bit of life for Siddle, but I think maybe a little bit too much to do. And it was late on in the game that we see this fantastic try by Turner, getting the better of the left edge of the Waterhead defence for one of the first times in the game. I think they defended incredibly well, but he took that try, took on 3 defenders over the line with him, and it was a great carry there by Brown to finish the game with a Waterhead victory in the first round of the Challenge Cup, and a fantastic result here at Siddle. Well, that was a great game for the first round of the Challenge Cup. We're going to pass over to Jack now, who's on the touchline.
Gareth Owen, the Betfred player of the match in the Challenge Cup.
Thank you very much.
Quick word about the conditions, first of all. That was difficult to watch. It must have been incredibly difficult to play in.
Yeah, we were an absolute stinker to play in, to be honest. Can't even see over end at pitch, but yeah, just to get the win like that, coming to Siddal. Yeah, we'll do in a minute. Yeah. Just coming to Siddal, obviously they won the league last year. They're a high quality team. I know they had quite a few out this week, but I think we probably had more than them, so it is what it is. But to come with that type of team, come away to Siddal and put that type of performance in is just credit to every one of them 17 lads. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and did you have to alter anything, to deal with the conditions?
Yeah, well, when it's like this, you basically go 5 drives and a kick, don't you? It's hard not to do that because you can't get the catch on the ball to start flinging it about. I know we like to do that, and I know Siddal do it as well, so we probably both had to adapt to that. And I just thought our forwards got on top of them early and stayed on top for pretty much the full game. I know we probably got dominated that second half, but when we're giving that many penalties away, it's hard not to be goosed. And be on your own line. So just to, I don't know how many did they score, 1 or 2 in that second half, just to hold them to that with the amount of defence we did. It's just so proud of them, so proud, honestly.
Yeah, a little bit of contact in the second half, shall we say?
Yeah, it got a bit heated, didn't it? But that's rugby, innit? Every game gets like that. Our forwards stood up to them, they stood up to us. It was good, wasn't it? Like, it's good to watch for fans when it's like that.
Absolutely. Who's this little fella then?
This is Tommy. This is my boy.
Hello,
2-year-old.
Tommy.
He's going to be a rugby player.
Is he?
Tommy got man of the match yesterday at your training as well, didn't you?
Oh, big
week.
You
got a big trophy.
Big weekend for the Owen family then.
Yeah, it is.
A double man of the match award.
Yeah, we've both got medals now, haven't we? Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're done. We're still good. Oh, there you go, John.
It's John.
Appreciate that, mate.
The winning coach from Waterhead. Come on, then. What did you make of it?
A bit of an old-fashioned game, weren't it? Like back to winter rugby, weren't it? A bit of not a slugfest, but it was a tough old game, and I was just right pleased that we had a right dig in. I thought we kicked really well. We spoke about how we were going to kick and defend off the back of that, and I thought we did first half really, really well. Second half, I thought we fatigued a little bit, but we just kept turning up for each other. That's all we said at half time. Just keep turning up for each other, and you'll get your rewards from it. And they did that. Really proud of them today.
Were you worried when you went down to 11?
Well, when we went down to 11 early in first half, we scored, so it was like a bit of a bonus, really. But like I keep saying, you just turn up for each other. It's a funny old game in it, sport, and rugby. As we know, anything can happen. And I'm just really pleased for them today. We're, first hit out for both teams, so they're going to be a bit clunky. Going to be a few mistakes, but. That will to win and that sort of working for each other, it sold in the end, I thought, today from us.
And I think we need to mention as well, really, really difficult the conditions, John.
Yeah.
For everybody, the officials, the players.
Yeah. It was, like I said, it was a throwback to winter rugby, weren't it, as we know.
Yeah,
an enjoyable game, and wish Siddal all the best for the season. We'll come against them a couple of times this year, so there'll be some tough games ahead, I think.
Onwards and upwards, Rochdale Hornets.
Yeah. I mean, after Wigan, who do we got after Wigan? Do we know?
I think you go to Wembley. I think you get a free pass to Wembley.
I think they'll be quaking in the boots, won't they? No, we'll enjoy next week, and it's just a good day out for the club. So yeah, we'll enjoy it.
Well done.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, Jody, we've heard from the Betfred player of the match, Andy's son as well. It's been a big weekend. He's got a man of match award yesterday. But overall, I think they were the worthy winners, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. Look, they can be really proud of their efforts today. We mentioned it multiple times. The conditions weren't great for either team. Waterhead seemed to play those conditions better and play the occasion better than Siddle did today. So I think they can be really proud of their efforts. I think across the board, from the wingers right through to the middles. I think, Owen mentioned it there. The middles carried hard, set a platform, and I thought the edges defended incredibly well, which kept them in a game and ultimately got them the win.
Was it an old-fashioned game of rugby league in many ways? Speaking to who we've heard from already, they referred to the fact of a real old-fashioned style, maybe a winter rugby league game. Is that what we've observed here today?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, these aren't the conditions that I prefer to play in, so it's definitely more old-fashioned winter rugby style. But this brings the excitement as well. We've seen kicks going up, errors here, there and everywhere, but then players having to adapt to that and really dig in under these conditions. And I think both sides can be proud of their efforts and what they put on show today. Great game of rugby league to kickstart the season for both teams. Obviously one Waterhead kicking on in the Challenge Cup, but Siddle with great platform there to kick on in terms of the league as well going forward.
Yep, well, let's see what happens when they play Rochdale Hornets.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks very much indeed, folks. A difficult afternoon for the players, difficult for commentators as well, I might add. But in the end, Waterhead won it, and they go into the next round of the Betfred Challenge Cup.